So I'm guessing this is your first time booking a wedding videographer. Don't worry, we're gonna give you 5 things to ensure you pick the right video team for you. The most important thing to keep in mind when choosing a wedding videographer is that this is a once-in-a-lifetime memory that you're gonna capture. Yeah, photos are great, and choosing a great photographer is super important, but a video adds so much more life, texture, tone, ambiance, really capturing the motion, the body language, the fluidity of your day. Remember, you only have one chance to get this right, and picking a wedding videographer is going to relieve a ton of regrets that you may have 10, 15, 20, 30 years from now. You'll want to look back on an awesome wedding video that you're going to show your children, your grandchildren, and whoever else might be interested in wondering about how you guys got married. It's going to be a special video that you'll have for a lifetime. Just remember that when taking in all of the factors and details that go into picking a wedding videographer. The first thing you're going to want to look at when choosing a videographer is samples. Examples of wedding videos that they've shot before. This industry, this business, this art of creating videos is a skill set. It's a sport, and you're gonna want to make sure you're working with somebody who's done this before. Samples of people's work help for you to understand the kind of style, the creativity, the pace, the image quality, the coloring that goes into making your wedding video. And you may like a certain style that a videographer has, and you can see your wedding done that way. And that style may help you choose the right wedding videographer for you. But without having a set of samples for you to peruse through, it's going to be very difficult for you to see your wedding through the eyes of that videographer. Even just being able to see one sample will help you to see yourself in the shoes of that bride or groom. The next thing on the list is going to be communication. Communication is very important to building out how your wedding is going to be filmed. It's not just one of those things where we show up and turn the cameras on and now you have a great wedding video. There's some details that we may need to know about. If it's very difficult for you to get in touch with your videographer, that can really jeopardize the pre-production planning that goes into filming a wedding. It's a creative art. It's very technical, and there's a lot of moving components, especially when you add in 2 and 3 videographers to the mix. It's important for a videographer or a video team to be able to wrap their mind around how your wedding is going to go, the setting that's going to be there, and to be able to take in a lot of the detail beforehand to prepare them for showing up and filming your wedding video. If you're having trouble getting in touch with a videographer to give them new business, imagine how difficult it's going to be when you want to talk about the dance you and your partner are going to be doing, or the type of entrance you're going to be doing into the reception. These small details that help to make a big difference when capturing your wedding video. But a good video team is going to be open to communicating with you. We're not just making a wedding video, we're making a memory. You're going to be able to watch this with your children, with your grandchildren. They're going to be able to watch it when you're gone. Don't you want it to look awesome? Don't you want to look like rock stars on your wedding day? Next thing on the list, and a very important thing on the list, is professionalism. Professionalism is a quality in any service industry that really helps to carry the logistics. Think about how your wedding videographer will need to communicate with you, your partner, your wedding coordinator, your mom, your dad, your auntie that likes to micromanage. These are the things that pop up during the process of making your wedding video. You want somebody who's going to handle any situation in a professional manner. Sometimes I found myself at a wedding where some things weren't going as smoothly as they'd liked, and I had to remind the bride or groom that, look, you've got an awesome wedding, and that no wedding is perfect, and I've seen a ton of them. Having a videographer or a video team that's able to be calm, cool, and collected, prepared for anything to go wrong during your wedding, that's going to be hugely important to making things not only run smoothly or smoother, but feel like they're running smoothly. You also want a video team that's going to be on time. On time actually means 30 minutes, 40 minutes, even an hour before the time we're supposed to be there. This allows for us to kind of pick up the new things that weren't mentioned, the details that may have been changed the day of, the night before, 2 days before, what have you, and be able to call an audible or prepare for these changes in advance. Professionalism also means being able to direct the bride and groom during their personal shots, or people who may be in the way, or people who are holding up their phone right in the shot of the camera while you guys are doing your kiss or cutting your cake. These are details that pop up very often during a wedding, and it's important for your wedding videographer and the video team to handle those in a professional manner. Now, the fourth thing on the list, and this is the fourth thing on the list, is price. Why is it the fourth thing on the list? The reason is because all of these other details matter more than price. Having paid less for a videographer or a video team, but sacrificing any one of those three things I mentioned before actually doesn't help you. The last thing you want is to have already paid $500, $1,000, $1,500 for a videographer or a video team that produced a terrible video, or made your wedding a terrible experience, or had a bad interaction with a relative or a friend on your wedding day. I know what you're thinking, yeah, Teddy, of course, price doesn't matter to you, you're the videographer. Keep in mind though, we're making a work of art and we're working with you to do it. The last thing I would want is for me to show up on your wedding day after we haggled on the phone for hours and months, and you're feeling some level of resentment towards me because you paid more than your budget was. That's the last thing I want to do. That is the last situation I want to bring me or my team into, let alone produce a wedding film out of. Remember, we're making a lifetime memory for you in the form of a film. Do you really want to look back in 10, 15, 20 years and say, you know what, this video is not that great, but I did save 300 bucks? No, but we understand there is a limit to your budget and you want to stay within your budget. Just make sure to keep price the fourth thing on your list, and those other three things that I mentioned above it, and use those to consider how you narrow out which video team you're gonna go with. All right, so you've whittled down this list based on these four things that I just got done talking about, and you're looking at maybe one or two videographers, maybe three at the most, okay? How do you pick between the three? The last thing on the list is creativity. You're going to want to pick the videographer or video team that best tells stories. The key or the trick to telling a great wedding video story is to understand that the story tells itself. You're just giving it the best opportunity, the best framing, the best lighting, the best colors, capturing the moments in the authenticity of that moment, remembering it how it should be remembered through the video, and then editing it in a way where it all makes sense and really gives that feel of that day back to the bride, to the groom, to the audience members, the families, the friends, the people that weren't able to see it. And that's how you're going to pick your videography team. Remember, it's run and gun. It's a battlefield out there on your wedding day where you have to anticipate what's going to happen next and be there and be right about the decisions that you made. It's not an easy thing by any means. Remember, at this point, it's not about the number of videos. It's not about how professional they were when you were talking to them. It's not about how much communication you were able to have. It's not about the price anymore. Now we're strictly going on the quality of the videos that they produced. Once again, I'm Teddy with Caravan Film Crews. Feel free to reach out if you have any questions. Shoot us a text, send us an email, call us, smoke signal, fax, whatever. We look forward to hearing from you.